I feel like I'm dreaming. At the end, I thought, this is just a 100-meter sprint. Come on, Sifan, feel it. 36 hours after winning bronze, she went ahead for the marathon and won gold. I was scared of this race. That was Sifan Hassan after winning the gold medal. Well, my name is Ozias Mcheriwa, and I help individuals and organizations boost their sales through some excellent sales techniques that can help them to surge forward and make big revenues. And I've been doing that for the past 10 years. What has success to do with the 5 elements that I believe can help you in terms of achieving your success as a salesperson? What has sales to do with the Olympics? There's a lot to it. Success has got traits that it shares. So I just want to share with you the 5 traits that I believe if you implement in your sales, they're going to take you miles ahead. Number 1, Hassan pushed the boundaries. Imagine pushing yourself in terms of sales. 36 hours after winning bronze, she went ahead for the marathon and won gold. But she challenged herself to go for it. Even if she was to ask me, Ozias, do you think I can go for this? I was going to advise her, Hassan, what you have achieved is a lot. You have just won bronze in a 5,000-meter race, and you have won another bronze in a 10,000-meter race. And now you want to push yourself again to do a marathon. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think you'll manage. Please relax. You have done a lot. But Hassan decided to push herself. She decided to push her boundaries. So imagine in your sales efforts. Imagine after you have done what you think a reasonable person should do. You have made enough number of calls. You have booked enough number of meetings. You have booked enough number of presentations. You have sent enough number of emails. And then you say to yourself, yes, I've done that. But what if I just make one more call? Let me just book one more meeting. Let me just write one more email. Let me just push for another one more presentation. If you push your boundaries like that, imagine the level of success that you are definitely going to win. When you feel you have done enough, just say one more. Then number 2, another thing I like about Hassan is that she didn't play a blame game. She adhered to no blame storming. When she came from behind and she was about to go past Asefa tried to block her way and even extended an elbow. Initially, she imposed her body on the way, and then she extended an elbow to try and block her way. But what did she do? She kept surging forward until she won the championship. And at the end of the day, you didn't hear her complain or talk about it. It was Asefa who was complaining and tried to appeal against the success that was evident. So in your sales efforts, you can apply all the techniques in the book. You can do the proper way of cold calling. You can do the proper way of dealing with objections. You can actually close in the best fashion possible, but you still not win the sale. Who do you blame? Do you blame the prospects for not understanding your offering? Do you blame the sales techniques that you've been given? Do you blame the mother, the college, or the president? Who do you blame? The moment you start blaming, you are taking power from yourself, and you are giving it to whoever you are blaming or whichever circumstance you are blaming. Hassan decided not to play the blame game. She focused on a victory and she focused on winning. Imagine in your sales efforts, you are not blaming anyone, you are just pushing ahead, you are making sales calls, you are booking appointments, you are doing presentations, you are closing, and you just move on like that. Imagine the level of success that you would get. Stop blame game or blame storming. Then number 3, small incremental progress matters. When you look at Hassan, 3 seconds was the difference between gold and bronze. Only 3 seconds. How did she manage to do that? During her trainings, she would just focus on one aspect that she would say, we want to improve on this. So if it's stamina, she would spend time just dealing with the stamina. Then when it came to speed, she would do some exercises that are just focused on speed. When you talk about endurance, she would just focus on that. So every small incremental progress she was making was leading towards a success and leading her to the 3 seconds difference. So when you are looking at your sales efforts now, you need to get to a point where you say, okay, I just want to perfect my prospecting. This time I want to work on the way that I handle objections. I also want to work in terms of detachment so that I don't have emotional attachment to the sale. I want to deal with the way that I ask questions. So if you just make some incremental improvements on those small areas, you are going to see that your results are definitely going to change. So most of us, we want to make massive changes at any given point. No. Small steps, incremental steps will make a big difference. Which takes us to number 4. Hassan is an expert when it comes to comebacks. When she made the choice to go for the marathon, she said for the first 20 kilometers, she was not even sure she was going to finish the race. And she was cursing herself for even making that attempt. But she says after the first 20 kilometers, that's when she started to feel her power coming back. Willie Jolly says, a setback is a setup for a comeback. During the first 20 kilometers, she was experiencing a setback, but she continued to endure until she then came to a point of a comeback. And when she came back, she really came back for good, because she says, when I started to feel my power coming back, I began to convince myself that I can go for gold. Let me just wait for these guys ahead to start tiring so that I can increase my pace. But she said, these people are not tiring at all. What time am I going to take advantage of them? And then, like a mad woman, she just came from behind and she made it to the finishing line, winning gold. So every time you face some setbacks, do not get discouraged. Do not convince yourself that I'm not made up for sales, or I'm not cut out for sales. Take a setback as a setup for a comeback. So when you go for that meeting and you were almost about to clinch the deal, and then you realize you didn't clinch it, don't despair. Know that you have been set up for a comeback. Then number 5, set ambitious goals. How does one set yourself up to win multiple medals in different events? What kind of a spirit is that? What kind of a mindset is that makes one want to believe that? How do you set high goals that can push you to achieve more? Imagine in your sales, if you set for yourself high goals where you want to go for those big companies that everybody is afraid of approaching. You want to go for those big clients that will pay you big monies, and you set those for yourself as targets. In business, they call them big goals, big, hairy, audacious goals. If you set for yourself such kinds of goals to win big targets, that will drive higher performance. Every time you don't work with big targets, you will also not drive higher performance. So push yourself to do the most that you can, and the results will take care of themselves. If you get to listen to Hassan concluded by saying, I was scared of this race. She was actually scared of doing the marathon because of how her body was feeling. Remember, this was 36 hours after winning bronze. She went ahead for the marathon and won gold. She was scared. But what did she do? She did it scared. There are moments when you are scared of approaching those big companies. You are afraid of approaching those clients. But guess what you should do? Do it scared. I believe this will help you to push forward in terms of your sales. And if this has helped you, I urge you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that every time we upload these educational videos, you'll be notified. And I will also appreciate if you can share with other people that you know may need this kind of information to help them better their sales.